Ladies and gentlemen, there is something sacred about the land we've been given. A front yard, a backyard. It may seem like a simple piece of earth, but I'm here to tell you today that even the slope beneath your feet can become a sanctuary when touched by vision. You see, we were never meant to live in chaos. The Creator designed Eden as the prototype, a garden, not a factory. A place where man walked with purpose, breathed in peace, and found alignment with divine order. And if Eden was the blueprint, then every patch of ground you own, no matter how small or slanted, is an opportunity to return to that original design. Your front yard is more than a welcome mat. It's the opening paragraph of your life story. When people walk by, what do they see? Just grass and gravel? Or do they witness intention, creativity, and restoration? I believe that when you blend the bold, vibrant embrace of a lush, tropical retreat with the tranquil wisdom of a Japanese-Zen garden, you create something powerful, something that speaks without words. The tropical garden is rich with expression. It celebrates life. It says, come alive, breathe deeply, bask in color. But the Zen garden, it whispers. It says, be still, reflect, let go. And when you bring those together, what you create is not just beauty, it is balance. Vision turns ordinary ground into sacred space. What most people see as a patch of earth, a strip of grass, or a sloped backyard that's difficult to manage, a person with vision sees as potential. Vision allows you to look beyond what is and see what could be. It doesn't require the land to be perfect. It requires the heart to be purposeful. When you step outside your home and look at your yard, front or back, you are not just looking at soil and stones. You are looking at a blank canvas waiting to reflect the picture that's in your spirit. Without vision, you will overlook the possibilities that surround you. But with vision, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. When you have vision, even the slope that others complain about becomes a feature of beauty and uniqueness. It is not something to avoid, it is something to embrace. A person with vision sees steps in the hill, sees flow in the descent, sees terraces where others see trouble. Vision allows you to extract meaning from the mundane. It makes the land speak. It transforms what is simply functional into something deeply inspirational. Because vision is not about what's in front of your eyes, it's about what's inside your heart. And when what's inside your heart touches the land beneath your feet, transformation begins. Think of it this way. Every garden you've ever admired started with vision. Before there was a flower, before there was a stone path, before there was a koi pond or bamboo screen or palm tree swaying in the wind, someone had to see it. They had to imagine it. They had to look at a neglected, sloped, or barren space and say, this can become something beautiful. That statement is the beginning of purpose. That is when the land begins to respond. Because vision gives birth to order, it organizes chaos, it assigns value where others see waste. You may live in a neighborhood where yards are seen as decoration, maintained only to avoid complaints or meet expectations. But vision will call you to see deeper. It will tell you that your front yard is your voice to the world, that your backyard is your retreat, your place of restoration, your personal Eden. Vision doesn't just shape what you do, it redefines how you see what you have. It teaches you that there is no such thing as just a yard. That phrase is used by people who haven't seen its potential. But you, with vision, begin to see every patch of green, every corner, every curve, and every slope as meaningful. You begin to see design where others see disorder. You begin to plan with purpose, not just aesthetics. Vision creates intention, and intention brings transformation. If you approach your front and backyard with vision, you won't simply plant trees, you'll plant experiences. You won't just lay stone, you'll lay meaning. You won't just add water features, you'll build moments of serenity. Vision doesn't ask, what can I do with this space? It declares, here's what this space is meant to be. That declaration turns the ordinary into sacred, because sacred doesn't mean religious, it means set apart, it means intentional, it means valuable. When you declare a space sacred, you begin to treat it differently. You give it time, you give it thought, you listen to what it can become. You no longer rush past your yard, you engage with it. You begin to align your design with your values. If you value peace, you create stillness in your space. If you value creativity, you allow your garden to sing with diversity. If you value harmony, you design with flow and rhythm. And all of this starts with vision, not money, not tools, not even expertise. Vision is the seed. Vision is the spark. Vision is the silent architect behind every sacred space you will ever create. Balance is found in blending bold expression with quiet reflection. In every environment there is a rhythm that brings wholeness. Too much noise and the spirit feels overwhelmed. Too much stillness and the soul grows stagnant. But when boldness meets calm, when vibrant life touches gentle peace, something extraordinary happens. That is the power of blending lush tropical retreats with Japanese-Zen style gardens. One side of this design speaks in colors, textures, and life. The other side speaks in form, stillness, and simplicity. Together, they do not compete, they complete. Together, they strike a harmony that awakens the senses and restores the soul. In tropical gardens, we see the celebration of abundance. Towering palms, oversized leaves, rich hues of green, red, and gold. The sound of water trickling over rocks, the feel of warm air dancing through the foliage, the scent of flowers blooming unapologetically. All of this shouts joy. It is a place of energy. It says, live. It says feel. It says let the natural world embrace you without restraint. The tropical aesthetic does not hold back. It welcomes drama, invites passion, and boldly declares that nature is a force worth honoring. But then comes the Zen garden. The moment you step into its atmosphere, everything shifts. The noise fades, the pace slows. The design speaks not through abundance, but through restraint. Carefully placed stones, raked gravel, soft moss, and deliberate emptiness. In this space, silence becomes sacred, simplicity becomes powerful. It is not void of meaning, it is full of it. Every placement is intentional. Every gap is a message. The Zen aesthetic teaches us that peace is not found in having more, but in needing less. It speaks to the soul that is tired of clutter, of distraction, of constant motion. When you bring these two elements together, you're not just creating a landscape, you're composing a symphony. The tropical garden plays the melody, the Zen garden holds the rhythm. One brings emotional release, the other brings spiritual grounding. And this is where balance lives, not in choosing one over the other, but in learning how they complement each other. In one space, your spirit is stirred. In the next, your spirit is settled. In one, you are invited to celebrate. In the other, you are invited to reflect. This is the design language of balance. In life, we are often taught to pick sides, to be either bold or reserved, expressive or disciplined. But nature itself teaches something different. It teaches duality. It teaches us that a rainforest can grow beside a still pond, that wild vines can frame a quiet stone path, that a bright red hibiscus can bloom next to a silent raked garden bed. Nature models balance. And when we design our front and backyards to reflect that, we are not just shaping physical space, we are shaping inner space as well. People often underestimate the effect their environment has on their well-being. But every color you see, every sound you hear, every path you walk affects your internal rhythm. A space filled only with stimulation can wear down your nervous system. A space filled only with stillness can numb your imagination. But a space that knows how to breathe in and out, a space that holds both fire and water, both movement and rest, that space brings healing. That space renews. When you blend bold tropical aesthetics with calm Zen influence, you give yourself permission to live in fullness. You give yourself a sanctuary that doesn't just look good, it feels right. It awakens one part of you and settles another. It invites laughter in one moment and contemplation in the next. It's not just about plants and paths. It's about how those elements make you feel, how they move you, how they anchor you. Your slope is not a setback, it's a stage for transformation. Too often, we look at what we have and label it as limitation. We see the incline in our backyard or the uneven terrain in our front yard, and we immediately think of the challenges, the difficulty, the extra work. We call it a problem, not realizing it is a platform. A slope is not working against you, it is working for you, waiting to reveal potential that flat ground cannot offer. It is asking you to think differently, to rise above conventional solutions and embrace the unique opportunity right in front of you. Every elevated or descending surface carries with it the power to create depth, dimension, and movement. Flat landscapes may be simple to work with, but sloped ones demand creativity. And creativity is where beauty is born. It is where vision stretches itself and design begins to flow like water down the very hill you once saw as a burden. Slopes force you to engage with the land, to study it, to shape it, to design with layers and intention. They pull you into a deeper relationship with your environment because they require you to respond to its contours, not ignore them. Terracing is not just a functional solution, it is an artistic statement. When you carve out levels on a slope, you are not just managing erosion, you are building moments. You are creating places for rest, for gathering, for planting beauty in strategic steps. Each level can hold a different atmosphere. One may carry the bold tropical blooms, another may hold the calm stillness of a Zen garden nook. The slope gives you vertical room to express more, to do more, to see your space not as a single note but as a progression, like music climbing toward a crescendo. Water too behaves differently on a slope. It flows, it finds paths, it opens the door for cascading features, streams, waterfalls, gentle rills that would feel out of place on flat ground. The sound of water moving down a slope is not just relaxing, it's purposeful. It mimics life's journey, ever flowing, ever adapting. The slope teaches you that motion is not the enemy of peace, but a part of it. It teaches you to design in harmony with gravity, not in opposition to it. You begin to see your sloped sanctuary not as something to control, but something to choreograph. Elevation invites perspective. When you walk through a sloped garden, you are not just walking through space, you are walking through experience. Your view shifts with each step, each rise, each descent. From the bottom, you look up and see possibility. From the top, you look down and see accomplishment. This is not just about landscaping, it is about living. Life comes at us in elevations. Sometimes we're climbing, sometimes we're coasting, sometimes we're navigating uneven ground. Your sloped yard becomes a mirror of that reality, and the way you design it becomes a declaration that no slope can stop beauty from emerging. The slope is also a teacher of patience and process. You don't rush a sloped sanctuary, you shape it, you plan it. You take your time building steps, placing stones, leveling paths, planting in tiers. It teaches you to work with nature's timing, not against it. And in that process, you gain more than a garden. You gain wisdom. You learn that the hard places often carry the richest rewards, that the spaces you once resented can become the most meaningful if you allow them to be transformed. What looks like a challenge is often just an invitation in disguise. The slope is your invitation to rise into creativity, to lean into elevation, to turn every incline into a masterpiece of flow, form, and function. You begin to speak the language of the land, not flattening its voice, but amplifying it. You create sanctuary not by removing the slope, but by revealing the soul within it.